Scary hours, spooky season. How close am I to my goal in terms of my sneaker collection, the count, where I started, where I would like to end up? We'll get into that real fast, but not to keep this particular conversation going on for 40 days and 40 nights because it feels like it's kind of hit that on social media, just depends on what platform you're on. But I think I'm going to challenge myself even more as we wind down the year and I start to think about what my personal top 10 list will be. Not the extra list that has like these very specific categories, but more so just thinking about the 10 pairs that I have so much respect for that dropped in 2025. And, some of this is based on the conversation that I'm seeing around, of course, the complex list. And I have a video that's up where their list, that live coverage dropped after the fact that I filmed that. But my thoughts were very much so, I think, like, still the same. It really did feel like, man, were there only, did only Nike and Jordan drop shoes in 2025? And I said that facetiously because we know that's not the case by any means. We've said this has been such an amazing year because of the diversity and the range and the depth for brands and models and stories. And then also tech. I think, I'm someone that I think it's fair, but I certainly criticize, Nike because they were always the kind of that young bull in the front, like pushing the boundaries and pushing everyone else to do something different and to really step outside that box. And it has felt like they've rested on their laurels a little bit when it came to certain things. But I feel like they came out the gate swinging this year when it comes to their actual performance pairs. Now, yes, that could carry over into lifestyle. And all too often, I think, when we're talking sneaker culture and when we're looking at these lists, people are okay to put signature basketball sneakers on here, which are performance sneakers, mind you, but not so much just straight runners. There seems to be like this cutoff in performance. There's a bias that's there where they won't really give a nod to performance runners, but they'll certainly give a nod to performance basketball pairs. I just wanted to point that out. I find that interesting, I guess, in just terms of how we all think. But I think it's very valid for us to look, again, holistically at everything in terms of sneakers that drop. And that's what I want to challenge myself to do. And I saw a creator make a really great point that the complex list is not the end all be all list. Now, I'm not saying that brands aren't running with it because we've seen Jordan Brand before and we've seen Adidas before, like run with whatever that top sneaker of the year was on that specific complex list. They've kind of ran with that and they've taken some fun shots at each other or they've celebrated. And not to say that that's not fun to see because it's sneakers and it should be fun. I think we tend to forget that, right? Like the sport of basketball should be fun. That's why I love Steph Curry so much. It's one reason, like, he just keeps it fun. So I think it gets lost that it should be fun, but the brands can sometimes run with they think that list is an end-all be-all list. But I saw a creator, Aaron said, maybe it should more so be a starting point. Maybe it should spark the conversation and you move from there, maybe to analyze your own list or see what would you change, what would you like to do differently. And I'm going to challenge myself based on the things that I saw because there are duplicate models, not actual shoes, but like the models. So we saw 2 Air Jordan, 4s on there, and we also saw 2 Nike Air Max 95s present on the list. And, I'm surveying comments and people are saying like, why do we have like double ups of models within the same year? I think that's a great point because of so much that dropped. So I'm actually going to challenge myself where I don't want to have a duplicate model on my list. Like, if I'm going to have an Air Jordan 4, I'm going to have one Air Jordan 4, and that's it. And I'm going to leave that slot open for something else and something that's new. I'm not, and I know I said I'll keep my mind open to the reality that the 2005 Undefeated 4 wasn't really accessible to the public. And great, sure, I said I would keep it in my thoughts about, having it on there. But again, I'm okay with us moving away from retros. And I'll say it because of this reason. If you look at the dunk contest right now for the NBA, it's one of the most lackluster things when it comes to All-Star Weekend. Like, we find so much more excitement in what are the rollouts and the activations and maybe the skills competition, certainly the three-point competition, over the dunk competition. Why is that? Because we've seen it all. It's like you're doing the same thing that we've seen back in this competition, and this year, and this year, and this one. When you've seen it again and again and again, no, it doesn't hold the same spark. I don't care. It's also not indicative of that year. It's indicative of whenever it originally came out, and then we just rinse and repeat and we just keep bringing it out. So you won't find OGs on my list. I guess that's a fair warning now. I'm not putting OGs on my list like that. I'm just not. Because they're going to fall into the category of just being a thing that we've already seen. I don't want that. I want my 2025 list to really show me, remind me what really dropped in 2025. So that's how I'm going to vamp it for myself, just to give you some thought there. But how am I doing? So to run down some numbers, right? I started 2024 with 262 pairs, and it made me sick to my stomach to think that I had amassed that many pairs. I did not like it. Got to the end of 2024, I had gotten rid of 98 pairs, I believe, through a variation of selling, giving away pairs on my Instagram stories, gifting pairs to friends. I'm still doing that right now. Just today, when I'm filming this, I need to ship off the Air Jordan 11 Cherry because I sold that. I need to ship off my Adidas Ultra Boost Oreo, the 5.0, DNA 5.0. I sold that for like close to nothing. I need to ship off the Social Status Nike Attack, the gray pair. I gave that away, and all the person needed to pay was shipping. So paying it forward, it gave away a pair of, I didn't even really count this in my collection because I got it, received it as a shoot, like a shoe from a shoot. I wasn't going to keep it. I thought this was just a great opportunity for me to pay it forward to a WNBA fan who's a fan of JC Sheldon. So her JS01, that is also being shipped off. So I got some shipping that I need to do. I will be at the post office again. But still getting rid of pairs and looking around to see what isn't serving a wearable purpose anymore. And that becomes a little difficult as you're ushering pairs out because I am really blessed and fortunate to be getting pairs in. I never, ever take it for granted. But it can like bump the count up of where you were going. So I got close to like half, right? Before the end of October, I got close to half. I was down to, I think, 135 pairs maybe. So close, like really, really close to half of my collection being gone. And then like I had some cool little blessings arrive, right? Some of the scary persuasion back here. And then some others are actually just on the peripheral that you can see in this frame if you find them. So yeah, I think I'm back up. I think it's like 138, 139. So I have more work to do. I think the ultimate goal was like maybe getting down to like 130. And then I would love, I think I've shared this, to have, down to 100. And then down to 75. Like, how difficult is it to get there? It's not really a matter of difficult in terms of just doing it, like getting rid of the pairs. I could just drop tons of pairs off and be done. It is that attachment you still have to some things. Even if it's not, because, oh my goodness, it's worth a lot. I don't care about what it's worth. But it's some pairs where they're just everyday pairs, but I know how much I loved different fits that I put together for them, right? I'm talking like basic, like Air Max 97s that are back here. I think about those things. I think about, yes, I still have the Air Jordan Delta 2 like somewhere up here, and it's a really comfortable pair. I love the fact that Jordan Brand stepped out to do something different and it's comfortable. And so it's like, do I want that to really leave my collection? These are the things that I kind of go back and forth on. So progress has been made. A lot of that progress is due to you guys. Like, I love when you share your stories of how you just kind of cut the cord in terms of your attachment to so many pairs and your buying behavior changed and you felt that it improved for the better and your collection is smaller. It feels more intimate. It feels more personal. It feels even more special to you than it ever did before when you had way more. And I thank you guys for sharing that. I thank you for, again, I think this is awesome with the community that I've been able to build with you guys here on my channel and the way that we can encourage each other. So I still got some work to do, but like, I won't negate the fact that in that 2-year time, it's definitely almost 2 years. It's definitely cut down to half. And I told you, I could see a point where I'm not buying like that. It's continuously trying to wear more of what I have, be blessed and fortunate for the things I get in, from relationships built and brands and things, which means I would always have this revolving door of trying to get pairs out. I just really will. But being able to pay it forward, like, I will never tire of that. I won't. That always comes back to you. It's always nice to try to be a blessing to someone, especially right now. Like, the shutdown is still going on. We know the SNAP benefits for 40 million people could end. Like, there's a lot, right? A lot of people that are going to be hurting. And if you can be just a ray of light in some way, yes, it could be just shoes, but like that could be shoes you don't know, right? That's like a gift that a parent doesn't have to come out of pocket for, so they can focus on the things they really need to do, maybe the activities they don't want to take their kids out of, because it really is enriching them and helping them evolve into well-rounded, human beings. I think about all of that. I do. So I'm on my way. Just wanted to give you guys an update because, again, it can get a little scary as it, like, I saw the number creep back up a little. I'm like, no, don't get up there. So listen, if another pair arrives, something else absolutely positively has to go. I still have pairs posted on my Poshmark right now. I'm still selling my Jeter 11 low. I posted my Adidas 84 Forum High, the UNC one, just because it's not being worn like that. So just going to pass it along and hopefully get it into a really, good home for a really low cost. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you didn't catch my announcement, your girl is in an NBA on ESPN series. It's titled Shoe Game. It is live right now here on YouTube on both the ESPN and the NBA on ESPN's channel. So please be sure to check that out. Somebody commented like, oh my God, you're famous. No, not at all. Like, far from that, okay? Humble, just blessed and fortunate to have been a part of the project itself. And so I'll continue to promote it in videos just so you guys can be able to see it. The link for the video and the playlist will be in the description box of this video as well. I really appreciate you guys. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.